Welcome to the beautiful and historical Mission Santa Inés. And you can see it there with the bells on the tira. It is a national historical landmark. The Mission Santa Inés was founded in 1804 and is one of the finest examples of a mission complex containing building, structure, archaeological sites, ruins. And you can see here on the tira artwork very important to understanding the Hispanic and Native American heritage of California. The Fooling Mill, built in 1821 by Joseph Chapman, is one of the earliest industrial sites of California. And you can see here so much history in the beautiful Santa Inés Mission. Wow. Just wow. And once again, you're invited to come along and join us on another fine example of California Fool's Gold when we explore the beautiful Santa Inés Mission here in Solvang, California. And the first thing that I want to show you, fine folks, the Mission Reservoir. And there it is. This reservoir received water from a dam and aqueduct built by the Chumash. The dam was located along the Alamo Pintado on the tira. And now you can see here, this beautiful reservoir would have had water on the tira here in 1804 here at the old Mission Santa Inés, homie. Wow. Just wow. And there she is here in beautiful Solvang, California. I always get excited every time I see one of these original El Camino Real bells put by the missionaries all the way up California through Highway 101. And this would be an original El Camino Real bell on the tira. You can see it there, 1769, and you can still see them along Highway 101 as you make your way up our beautiful state of California. But a lot of them are now replicas. The originals have since then been parted out through different national landmarks, historical sites, and different church locations as well on the tira. You can see the beautiful bells there. Wow. Just wow. I mean, if these walls could speak, you can see here, this is still an active parish. So you can come, it's a museum, a parish, a gift shop, a historical landmark, and just a beautiful place to bring your family and enjoy the beautiful history of it all. And I'm going to show you, fine folks at home, exactly what the monks or the friars would have seen here as they walked along these very halls. Check it out. And so now you get a better understanding. I mean, it's so much history. I don't want to ring these bells because a lot of the times these bells were rung in times of celebration, sometimes in mourning, and sometimes in the announcement of a passing. And so I would hate to ring the bell and then falsely alert somebody of something. But it is a beautiful bell. You can see the serpents here, the craftsmanship. I don't know if my HR can zoom in on the beautiful craftsmanship here. You can see 3 serpents. I don't know what that represents, but and then you can see these beautiful engravings and the bell, obviously a working bell. It's just very intriguing to me. It could represent something so beautiful and religious, and just remember that the snake is out there. Parishioners would unlock these doors and let the faithful come in here to the old Mission Santa Inés. And you can see here Friar Paul has entered the chat, and the first thing you would see is here Saint Anthony and the infant Jesus entering the chat. Wow. Just wow. at the old mission, Santa Inés. And it's so beautifully decorated. You can see here from the ceiling to the windows, to the paintings, to the altar. You can see here with our zooming in capabilities at top maximum capacity level. Wow. Just wow, you guys. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but now we are heading into the courtyard on the tira. This is the beautiful courtyard of the old mission, Santa Inés. The Santa Inés mission is the 19th of 21 missions here established by the Franciscan friar Junipero Serra on the Tira. These missions were established by the Spanish crown, which controlled the secular activities of the Catholic Church in Spain and in its territories. Together with the military, Spain could establish a presence in California and protect its territory from Russia and England. The military established presidios close to the ports and acted as a provisional government, Spain's representative. They distributed funds for the mission's maintenance and recommended how many padres would be allowed at the various missions on the Tira. The Franciscan padres, and you can see here just how beautiful this mission is. Established missions to teach the native population the Chumash at this mission. In fact, the Spanish culture, Christianity, and trade. The military viewed the missions as a source of provision and manpower. Only the zeal and protection of the missions as a source of provisions for exploiting the population. At the end of the 15 years, the mission was to become a pueblo. The Chumash would receive lands and the padres would become parish priests on the Tira. Wow. Just wow. Santa Inés was founded by Friar Esteban Tapia in September 17th, 1804. Jose Calzada and Friar Romualdo Gutierrez remained at the mission at the beginning to begin building and teaching of the Chumash, and they were buried under the altar at the church. Also, the new mission were 5 soldiers and their families from the Chumash learning to become Christians, Santa Barbara and La Purísima. You can see here many skills learned from the Padres and the Mexican settlers who came from the Chumash on the Tira. And so much to see, so much to do, so much history, in fact, but you would never know if you don't go. And this is, in fact, the beautiful mission, Santa Inés, homie. And you can see here another historical artifact. What would this have been? It says here, did you know that you are standing where the first institution for higher education in California was built? In May 1884, the first seminary for the future state of California was established here, built within the mission of Santa Inés. It was named the College of Our Lady of Refuge of Sinners. Higher learning has entered the chat. Wow. Just wow. Ahmed Belloso from Solvang, California, in the mission Santa Inés. We have reached Campo Sagrado, sacred ground. As you see, the cemetery of Santa Inés has entered the chat. And we're gonna see, in fact, wow, just wow. We are walking on hallowed ground here at the Santa Inés Cemetery. Right out back, there's Chumash buried here, there's parishioners buried here, there's friars buried here, there's grandmothers buried here, there's little babies buried here. And so we're gonna treat this place with the respect that it deserves. On the Tira. Oh. Friar Sebastian, 1937. Pascual Cantwell, 1935. Friar Bibi, 1925. Brendan Green, 1960. Camposanto. This cemetery is dedicated to the memory of over 2,000 Chumash neophytes who built, lived, died here at the mission at Santa Inés. It is also the final resting place of close to 500 early settlers and 5 Capuchin friars who served here at the mission. The first burial took place here in January of 1805. Its exact location is unknown, but contains the remains of an infant Chumash girl named Cajetana. The last burial took place in 1975 on the Tira. The wooden crosses are not original, and the locations of the exact grave sites in many instances are not identifiable. The large concrete cross in the center on the Tira, and you see it there, dates back to 1912 and was made from excess concrete used in the rebuilding of the mission. The bell tower itself was destroyed by rain in 1906. And you can see it there on the Tira. We hope you've enjoyed this episode of California Foods Gold here from the old mission, Santa Inés. And you can make yourself down here and pay your respects yourself. So much history, so much to see, so much to learn, so much to do. Ahmed Belloso, California Foods Gold, has left the chat. Bye bye, y'all. Thank you so much. On the Tira. I must admit that Santa Inés over here. Santa Inés, one of the more beautiful missions. This is what the friars, the Franciscans, the monks, the priests, the bishops, everybody, the Chumash. Oh, wow. That is absolutely beautiful. And so if you get the chance to come here to the beautiful mission Santa Inés, we highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's from Solvang, California. We truly appreciate each and every one of you. Some of the arches are still original, as you can see here. As a matter of fact, there's still 10 arches closer to the church that are still original, but many of the arches did fall to ruin, earthquakes, and the elements. But you can see here this grapevine. These grapes were the first grapes planted in California. The first vinera brought from Spain, and they continue today. And you see how beautiful they are next to the Santa Jardín here at the beautiful and historic old mission Santa Inés. And there is one of the original arches there compared to the new ones, which have been since rebuilt on the Tira. And before you leave any historical site and or museum, make sure you support in the form of purchasing from the gift shop or donating to the museum. In this case, we did both on the Tira.